What is going on, guys? This is Anatoly, and in this video I will be showing you guys how to get the most out of your Canon R3 for photos. Yes, for photos. By the way, this is not coffee, even though it says espresso yourself. Well, I'm trying out my new setup. Right here I have my Aperture 60D with the Aperture Light Dome Mini with the honeycomb. Then I have my DJI in here just for the top view, so I can show you guys when I'm gonna be talking about my Canon R3. And I'm recording everything in a Zcam E2 M4 with the wireless Rode mic 2. Okay, let's get my R3. Okay, got my R3. Let's go for the coffee to the side and let's turn on the camera, because this is what I'm been using for recording videos. Like for example, tomorrow I'm gonna record another video. I'm using this with my Rode Mic Pro Plus and the switch pod, like you guys saw in the previous video. But when I'm gonna do this setup at home, I'm gonna use my Zcam, and I'm hoping that this is not too wide, because this is 7.5mm lens. Double it, that's 15, so I think it's a little bit wide, but I mean, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And so let's go switch to the Canon R3 and I'll show you some features. Let's open up my camera, and I have settings set up for the mode 1, that's my photos for portraits. The mode 2, you can see right here, it switched, that's for the cars. And the mode 3, that's for the animals, because I have a dog. So let's talk about the mode 1. Probably that's the one that all of you guys gonna be using. So let's go to my settings and I'll show you from the setting 1, page 1. I'm shooting everything in a raw quality, because you can edit the photo way better than the JPEG. Even though sometimes on my phone, for example, I'm using a JPEG only, because the quality is not as good on a phone compared to the camera. So in the camera I'm just using RAW all the time and recording videos only in log. Let's go to the page 2. Everything in here I think to original settings that comes with the camera. Page 3, I didn't change anything in here, it's the same thing. On page 4, I am using white balance, auto white balance, but sometimes I'm switching to whatever it is outside, depends on the light, but mostly I'm using the white balance. And then I'm using sRGB instead of Adobe, because if you want to do prints, this is not as good compared to the Adobe colors, but this is the perfect for social media, and that's exactly what I do. I post all the photos on Instagram. By the way, my Instagram. Picture style I'm using as a standard, everything else is the same. Number 5, I'm using the same. Number 6, I never touch that. Number 7, here is what I'm using in the drive mode. I'm switching these drive modes, depends what I'm shooting. For example, if I'm shooting my kids, because like you guys know, if you have kids, it's almost impossible to take a photo of the kid because they can't stand still, they have to always move. So that's when I'm switching my drive mode to high plus or the high. And I'm using the timer with the 2 seconds only when I need to do something on a tripod. I click, like let's say 10 seconds or 2 seconds, hit the shot button, run, and then stand, and it takes the photo the way I need it without any shakes, because it has the timer. Let's go to the next. Interval time, I don't touch that. Shutter mode, I'm using this because mechanical, it kills the battery faster. Electronic one, that's too quiet, and I want to hear that at least. And the electric first curtain, that's the best one. It eats your battery, I mean your camera's life less. So it means, let's say for example, with the mechanical shutter you can take only 500,000 photos. With the first curtain you can do at least 1 million photos. Makes sense? So an electronic is almost like unlimited. But anyways, I know now these days, especially R3 It's one of the best cameras and it has a really long life, but in my opinion I still want to have like some warranty on it, just in case, you know. Release shutter without the card, I turn it off because I don't want to take photos when I don't have my card in, and sometimes it happens. Yes, you do forget cards. On page 8 I use the stabilization mode, it's always on, and for the photos is on. So what it means is when I click a little bit on the shutter button, it focuses a little bit, and then when it focuses it makes that noise, beep beep, you know. So that's what it is for. Otherwise you can turn it off if you want to. Image review, I turn it off. I don't like it because I hate when I take a photo and then for like 2 or 3 seconds or 1 second I see the photo that I took. I don't want that. I like it when it's gone, and then if I need to I'll just click here and I'll see the photos. And the page 9, everything is the same except the shooting info display. I changed like grid, for example. I couldn't find this, it wasn't here, and that's it. In the autofocus section I use servo all the time, that means continuous focus. That's what I'm using. Subject to select, like I said, this is in this the mode 1 that I saved is people, mode 2 cars, mode 3 animals. So since we're on the mode 1, this is says people. Eye detection enable always because I wanted the camera to get the eye always in focus if possible. Didn't change nothing here. This is all the same, nothing changed here. Limited focus area, I mean that's up to you guys. I keep all the same settings that comes originally with the camera, except if somebody knows how to change this one, let me know please, because I noticed on internet some people changing it to like what kind of focus square you wanted, like big one, smaller or something, but I can't find any information on that. So please, if somebody knows this, let me know in the comments. Autofocus area, this page, whenever I'm using manual focus, I am looking for peaking, and sometimes, let me see what color I have. Right now I have blue, sometimes I put red, and it's always on high because I see it better, let's say when it's manual lens, like I have the Russian lens called Helios 44. And then the focus guide, I like this on. That's when you have manual focus and you try to focus on the subject, you have like 2 arrows that goes like this in the middle, and then that's, you know, that the subject is in the focus. And nothing else guys, everything else the same, stays the same. I always turn off this, the network, because it drains the battery, so I don't need this. I don't send to my phone any of this. And that's how you set up your custom shooting modes. So what you do, you go in here, you click on letter Q, and then you have all of this. You set it up the way you want it. For example, the high speed you want it, and let's say you don't want it raw, or you don't want it on servo focus, for example, you want the one shot, and then you don't want this, you want it like right here. Then you click on your shutter speed a little bit, then you change, for example, your shutter to like 1/800. Let's say the f-stop you want it 4.5, and then I saw you want it, let's say, at 1000, right? Then you go to the menu, you go to this tool, and then you go to the page 5, you click custom shooting mode, 1 2 3, register settings, and then you choose which one you want. I'm not gonna do that since, like I told you guys before, I have them already set up. And that's what I do when I go shoot some photos. And I've been using this camera for like 2-3 months already, and here are some examples of my photos. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next.